Eastway Radio, baby. It's a real good day. Eastway Radio, tighter to your head than a brand new fade, bro. From the barber, conversation starter. Put your feet up, cause it's about to heat up. With the legendary Lady Terry Free. And the MC, entrepreneur, the E. He always hustling like the DJ Hustleman. That's the trio, Neo, Matrix, clearer than LASIK. It'll never be basic. Close your lips and don't miss CNN with an urban twist. Playing all the next Northwest hits. You know the model, if it's out there, talk about it. Nothing off limits, homie, I doubt it. Get it started, no stopping like a freeway. Real talk, and we about to do it Eastway. It feels good, feel good, it feels good. Cause Eastway Radio on, you can't tell me nothing, tell me nothing, tell me nothing. Blah, 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 did you say something? You say something, you say, cause Eastway Radio on, you can't tell me nothing, tell me nothing, tell me nothing.
That's right, y'all. Eastway Radio in the building on DigiMixDJs.com and DECTV.tv. Broadcasting live from beautiful Northwest. And y'all know the motto. If it's out there, let's talk about it. I'm your host, E-Dog, alongside my lovely co-host,
Terry Free.
That's right, y'all. And the DJ Hustle Man is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Well, we got a lot to talk about. We got two celebrities that's that we're going to talk to, chop it up with Money B, legendary Money B from Digital Underground, from the Tupac movie, and a lot of things he got going on and so forth. And I want to get some nitty gritty, I want to get some good things about Tupac. I want some good stories about Pac that we didn't hear about, you know, on the road, clowning, acting up, whatever. I want to talk about things like that. So we're going to go to the news, and then we're going to come back and chop it up with Money B, E-Dog, Terry Free, and DJ Hustle Man.
Yeah, Jacob had a choice to make. He could go with the cops, or he could walk away from it, not knowing that he would get shot. I guess I missed the part where police get to rip apart a body that this man is made of just because he fits the part. And now he grips his heart and clings to life to miss the dark. And all the while there is no justice, so this town now splits apart. How many bullets is too much? I'm really asking, how many's too much? Jacob got 8 in his back, no one arrested, I'm stating the fact. People ain't taking his crap, pray for this cat that he makes it intact. This is a blatant attack and people are dying just cause they black. What is it gonna take to sink in that they just can't take a life and get away with it? What do they think they could play with it? This is some basic shit. Human nature's gift. They taking free will and they willing to kill him. It's making me sick.
Eastway in the building, man. That's the first time I ever heard the news say some stuff like that, man.
Real.
Deep.
But that was deep, man. DigiMixDJs.com. Y'all can
On the JBs, the Horny Horns, and all that funk. Rent Fred Wesley and Friends this weekend. It's a 48-hour rent. Oh, it's a 48-hour rental for $3 on DECTV.tv.
That's right, y'all. And on the phone lines, we can't wait, so we're gonna breast this. So that's a Wesley release.
Well, there you go.
Yep, that's Fred Wesley, and then also just to get a rep. One of Gangstar's known songs uses the same song but a different part.
Yeah.
So they sample Fred Wesley as well. So Fred Wesley and the Horny Horns, obviously coming from the whole Funkadelic Parliament family, but them specifically are a big part of hip hop, and you know a lot of their music has been sampled.
See how that worked? You were supposed to be on this show. See how that worked?
So go see Fred Wesley if you can, because that's real hip hop.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Good to know.
I need to be his manager.
Message.
So, man, we wanted to talk to you because I had an idea. I want to talk about some exclusive things about Pac, and I want to get into this because you did the Tupac movie, and it's very rare. The position you played in the movie is you played yourself, and that's very rare. When they cast for movies, they always try to look like a lookalike, somebody closer to you, somebody that can sound like you, and you went in there and aced it. How did that come about real quick? How did you end up getting that role of yourself?
I got to give it all to LT Hud, who was executive producer. You know, LT, he came, you know, he got his start in hip-hop, producing for cats like Snoop and the Brat and everything. But the first time I ever heard him mention that movie to me was sometime around 2007, 2008. He just asked if he could talk to me. And then we set up another interview, I think like 2011. I actually sat down and it started to become real. So that movie was like 11 years in the making. And just I remember one of the times talking to him, he was like, man, you can still play, you can play yourself. And he's like, you know what, you're going to play yourself. And I don't consider myself to be an actor, but the funny part is I actually had to audition to play myself.
That's tight.
So I had to go.
Yeah, how does that work? I was sitting there thinking about it, like, how could they tell you you're not in character?
I'm like, you're not Money B enough, right? And believe it or not, I actually bombed in the audition. And no, but what they did, they had me reading lines from Shock G. From the movie. They had me reading Shock G lines, but being myself. And as I'm doing the audition, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to act out these lines.
Instead of just being yourself.
Rather than do that, I said, rather than do that, let me just tell y'all a story about Pac. Mm-hmm. And then when I just started telling about a story that happened with us, then my real personality came out, and then I was me.
Yep.
And that came across. And, even up until 2 days before we started shooting, I wasn't sure. But LT called me, he's like, bro, you ready to go to Atlanta? Mm. He's like, I told you I was going to do it. And I was like, all right, cool.
He was serious.
And it just so happened that Chris Clark got the role of Shock G, who's my partner, who does the Young Hump character, and he's the newest member of Digital Underground. So we were already, basically, Digital Underground got to play Digital Underground.
Wow, that is cool.
That's innovative, too, man. You guys has always been innovators. Like, I mean, we could talk about the classic things you guys did, like just the show, man. I remember watching it, gave me chills, too, and knowing you, and it still gave me chills, was deep because I watched, what is that show? The talent show from New York, Apollo.
Oh yeah.
And they came out with the bags on their head and had the crowd booing. And then when the bags came off, I missed that chill you get from real hip hop.
Yeah.
Like the creativity even in your show. So it gave me chills. I was like, now I wish I was there at that moment. Like that was a moment.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. That was one of the highlights. We tore that thing down.
You ain't never gonna that's something that's gonna be forever. That's never forgotten.
Well, I was sitting up listening to some music just the other day, and way back when, that old school music, you always had those long intros, those long instrumentals, that you can kind of get the vibe, so that everybody, even if you were pumping it in your car or whatever, you had this long intro so that you could get the groove on and hear the bass and hear all the all of it, and then everything would start, and it's just like, you could just get that
like,
vibe.
remember you gave artists thumbs down if they came out and just performed their songs and left.
Yeah.
You were looking for something in the show that was different than what you were seeing on TV or things like that. So, man, I want to... We talk about Pac. A lot of people talk about Pac. They talk about the controversy with Pac, all the things that happened during his short life, because he was young when he passed away.
Very.
But when I remember us talking about stories, just like, when he turned up the stereo in a house studio and the police came and he refused to turn the music down and walked away, and how he got into it in traffic and came back to the house and wrote about it. And you were around to witness all these things. Tell us something that was funny about him that you recognized on the road or something like that. Did he have a sense of humor?
Oh man, he had a great sense of humor. Like, he was a comedian, to be honest with you. Most of the time we spent with each other was all about laughing and joking and talking about each other's mama and just practical jokes and everything like that. One of our long-going jokes that we had was that we would always make jokes or crack on each other's mother, but in public forums. Meaning that, he did a interview for like Word Up magazine or The Source or something, and I'm reading it, and he's like, I want to shout out to my DJ, Money B's mama, like that. and I'd read it. You know what I mean? But he'd do it knowing that I would read it. So, or I'd be in New York one time, and I was in New York, and we were on WBLS or something, whatever the big station was in New York at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I did the same thing. I think Ed Lover was the host or whatever. He's like, you want to say something to anybody? I was like, I want to send a shout out to my baby mama, my mother. we just do that all the time. And just kind of like on stage, anywhere where we know the other person couldn't stop us from doing it.
Yeah.
We just crack on each other's minds. And that was like the ongoing joke that we would always do.
Now, I know you guys did a lot of, go ahead. We got more of that? I know you guys did a lot of road trips, and I remember going to hotels, and they'd be like, well, Digital Underground just left here and the rules changed in the hotel because it was so wild. Like, after the show, it's a party at the hotel, whatever, and they were just describing, like, the hotel people was like, they were excited that you guys was there, but then they had to shut y'all down, and then it made it bad for us. Like, fellas, this is the rules. You don't hang outside in the hallway. You don't run up and down the hallway. Was Pac one of them characters that would get into something like, you know what I mean, in the hotels and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, we all had a hand in it, right? Because, I remember when we first bought Tupac out, and I'm sure some of you may have even heard, one of the big things, we used to have these big water gun fights, or water fights with other groups. So, with Latifah and Third Base and Big Daddy Kane and them, and we would be, it got so bad where we were ambushing each other and kidnapping people from the other group and putting them in showers and just drinking them.
Oh, man.
And it got, it almost got dangerous, but we were just, rooms would be soaked. Confetti would be stuck to walls.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Like we did a show. One time we stayed at a hotel in, I think, Lexington, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
We were there for like a week, and Lexington is where the University of Kentucky is. Mm-hmm. And the guy who ran the hotel, he gave us like a wing of the hotel and a set of rooms all together.
Yeah.
By the last night, Shock G had set the hotel room on fire.
Oh,
what?
My gosh.
Right.
Well, that's a party.
Like, we really trashed the room. It's
wow.
Funny, they had to close the room off. They didn't kick us out. They just gave us other rooms.
They said, you know what? You guys.
So we left. When we came back, I want to say we came back 9 months to a year later, and those rooms were still closed off.
Wow.
So I have a question. I'm going to turn it a little bit. And I enjoy the stories, but also knowing history about Tupac, very political. Mm-hmm. With the way the world is now, if you could, if he were alive today, obviously we know where his stance would be, but he was such a powerful person, had such a powerful aura. And a lot of youth looked up to him and things like that. The movement, especially now, this whole week, you have athletes and professional sports just shutting down. Kind of give an insight on what you think. Like, how would Tupac have handled some of things that are going on?
He would have been a leader at the forefront of a movement for our people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People of color, black and brown or whatever. And that's, in my opinion, one of the reasons why he's not still with us today.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
definitely.
powers that be saw the potential of that voice, right? So right now, Pac would be almost 50. So he would be totally submerged in his first and true passion, which was social activism. That's really what his life was about.
Well, it was in his blood too.
Yeah,
his mom, his dad.
The music as a vessel,
mm-hmm.
right? And I think right now, obviously not on that scale, but we kind of gotta give it up to LeBron James and his willingness to be at the front and be a spokesman of sorts to our generation. Somebody with influence, I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He is, I see some of Pac in him, right? And regardless if you hate him because you like a specific team or whatever, cool.
Yeah.
But if you sit back and look at where he's coming from, anytime you hear him speak on it, you know what I mean? He speaks from a place of not just, oh, I want to do it to be on the ground, but
Right.
really wanting to make a change.
Well, and he does it by action too.
Yeah.
When he
exactly.
says he's going to do something, he does it. He said
Right.
I'm going to do a school. He started a school. I mean, and he gives back so much to the community.
That's real.
Yep. And so, and see, and the only reason I bring that up is because we always look for, our heroes in something else, but our heroes are here, right? So when Malcolm X was here, even Martin Luther King, he wasn't appreciated the way he is now when he was doing what he was doing. There were a lot of black people who were against Martin Luther King, believe it or not, because they thought, if you were on the side of Malcolm X, you were like, let's take it aggressively. Martin Luther King, he took the passive approach and was doing a lot of talking, and it felt like it wasn't a lot of action. But now that both of them are gone, they were the greatest leaders ever, right? Well, our greatest leaders are here. We just need to identify them and kind of, Pac was my guy, right? I'm standing right next to him every day. We slept in the same hotel room. He was the same person who I know we will revere right now, but I see that energy and the same willingness to really take action for the community and people around me every day.
Yeah.
So, let's not always look to, man, I wish such and such was around. I wish they were here, or blah, blah, blah. Those people are here.
True.
Yo, what's up, Money B, man? This DJ Hustle, man. I got a question for you.
What's poppin'?
What's up, man? What you listening to, man? What music you listening to right now? What's in your ear?
The Gas Team is rocking.
Okay.
I've been listening to that all morning.
That's it. What else you bump besides Gas Team?
Oh man,
You like the
my
youngsters?
man-
I mean, you like these young boys? What they doing out here?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like, as far as the youngsters, man, E-Dog know I have a show on IG Live, Track to the Future, which is 8 p.m. Pacific tonight every Friday, and it's a platform for new artists and people with new music, or people you don't. When I say new artists, that doesn't mean you have to be a young person.
Yeah.
You just have to have new music or have music that maybe hasn't gotten the light of day like we think it should have.
Yeah.
So it's for the people, and that's one of the ways that I give back to the youth, and try to bridge the gap between young and old, because I have people that follow me on the Going Way Back show, which is my old school hip hop show, or just fans of Digital Underground that are of my generation or demographic, whatever you want to call it, and they check to see what I'm checking.
Yeah.
So I have this platform to bring on these new artists, and it lets the people that are my age kind of understand the younger people, and they may have questions for me or try to understand what our music was. It's not always about, we did this and so much better than this was that. It's kind of like, bro, everybody does what they do. And hip-hop was made to evolve, but hip-hop was always the voice of the youth.
Well, listen,
So
man.
as much as we want to cry and say that, man, real hip-hop was this and that, bro, real hip-hop is whatever the youth are doing.
Yep,
So
that's
right now, what they're making, 15 years from now, they're going to claim that this music is the good old music.
Yep.
And
Tell him.
I say that all
and
the
the
time.
ones and our babies that are
hip-hop.
my son is 6, so
Yeah.
10 years from now he's gonna be listening to some hip hop that the Gas Team is gonna be like, man, what is this new stuff?
Say, man,
You know
as
what
long
I
as
mean?
you keep getting those good beats from the Mechanics, man, because them some slaps right there. I ain't
Oh
gonna lie to
yeah,
you.
Mechanics
go hard, man.
Keek the Snake got a new
Yeah.
record coming out. Matter of fact, I think 4 Rex. I know he got singles out other Mechanics, but he got a new album that's about to drop.
That whole new Mechanics album fire.
Word up.
Yeah.
Look for Lil Mikey TMD. That's my artist out of East Oakland, California. And he bringing a new twist to the game. So, there's a lot of new music that I appreciate. Of course, I ain't gonna lie, mostly I listen to what I know. So I'm always rocking. Oh, this morning I was listening to Nas' new album.
I love
okay.
it. I bumped that joint.
Right, I
Yeah, I
peeped
listened
that.
to that,
It's
yeah.
kind of dope. And I my DJ always just sent me the Locks. Got a new album that I'm gonna check out a little later on,
I didn't know
probably this evening. So there's a bunch of music out there. You just have to look and find what you like. So I would always say to people, the energy that you take to badmouth or have disdain for anything, you can spend that energy finding what you like.
That's real talk.
Do that, man.
So, I appreciate it all. It just depends on what I come across. If you play it for me and I dig it, then I dig it.
Yeah.
We're going to bump that Come Clean.
So, man, we going to play that, is it Come Here?
Come Here, that's it.
Come Here.
Come Here, clean verse.
Come here.
Money B and Young Hump. Real quick, I want you to introduce it, but before that, I actually want you to talk a little bit about the Humpty, the Young Hump, how that came about, and then kind of introduce the song so people can be familiar with, how you guys are doing it right now. Because I know you've been out on the road.
Before I do that too, I just want to, and I wish I had thought about it to send it to you guys, or maybe if somebody's there that can pull it up on YouTube or whatnot. I actually have the newest song that I'm a part of is another group that I'm with called Mask. That's Money B and Scott Knox. And we got a song called Black Man in America, BMIA, featuring DVM. Look that up. That's a banger. Obviously, it's a song that we actually did a while, like last year, but it's so relevant for the times that we're living in right now. And like I said, it's a banger.
Yeah, I didn't know it was up yet. I was looking for the song. It wasn't up when I seen the advertisement where you guys were showing,
Yeah, look for it right now. Any of y'all, just check it out. But Black Man in America, Money B, Scott Knox, the DVM. The video's on YouTube. It's on all platforms.
Yep.
Spotify, whatever it is. Check that out. But this song right here is Come Here featuring Too Short, produced by the Mechanics, Money B and Young Hump. Young Hump is the newest member of Digital Underground. The phrase we like to use is he was chose by the nose, meaning that he was mentored and handpicked by Shock G himself. Shock is actually the one that put me and Young Hump together. Shock's known Chris Clark or Young Hump since he was a young kid, right?
Yeah.
So, and he actually started mentoring and priming him to be a part of Digital Underground.
Oh, cool.
Maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. And also to prep him because we all knew that Shock wanted him to play him in the movie, really. Because like I said, we've known about this movie.
And it happened.
At least I have for like 11 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of people around, it's been seriously been being in the works for about the last 7 or so, right? So we were all waiting for it. So just one day when Shock decided he wanted to take a little hiatus or whatnot, he says, yo, rock with my man Chris. And, y'all could hold down the family till I'm ready to come back. And when he does, anybody that knows Shock G, he's a real musician.
Yeah.
So he's most comfortable behind the keyboard and playing the music. And so, in his grand vision of the group, right, is where he could just be Shock G behind the keyboards and play. And then we have Young Hump doing the Humpty character parts. You know what I mean? Because Humpty is, you have to look at it like a Batman or 007. Like, Sean Connery played him and the other guy played him. Or Dean Cain played Batman to Michael Keaton played Batman. It's just a character to be played, right? And we've always had other people play the Humpty Hump character throughout the years. Like if you watch the same song video, Shock's brother Kent played Humpty Hump in that video.
Man,
that's why they both
crazy.
were on screen at the same time.
Yeah, I remember the movie. Hey, what was that movie that y'all was
Nothing
in,
but
man?
Trouble.
With same song?
Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah, that was my favorite movie, man.
Nothing But Trouble, man.
For real.
Man, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
So what's unique about Young Hump is that he's not playing Humpty Hump. He's Young Hump. He's a new character. And the other thing that's unique about Young Hump is he's actually a dope MC. Because a lot of times people would play Humpty for Shock, and then, he'd either have to lip sync the lyrics or they'd have the look or whatever, but they can never really get the rhyming part down.
Right.
Young Hump, Chris Cross, he's hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can freestyle. I put my money on him freestyling against anybody you got.
Hey,
I mean,
he
you
is.
know.
He's definitely hip hop, man, and it's crazy because it's like they could have been like brothers for real. Like
I thought that was his son when I first.
it's
seen him.
deep, man. When you talk to him, like off stage, he still has a characteristic about himself that's like Shock, and it's crazy. I'm like, man, how did y'all do this? It was,
It's
just
kind of scary, right?
yeah,
Scary the way that he just fits in to the whole dynamic of the family. So, it fit naturally, and then you can hear it even how me and Young Hump we play off of each other. It's a natural fit. Like there's no strain or any. It's not laborious. You know what I mean?
yeah,
To say, man, we got to make this work, or how we gonna do this? It's kind of like it just happened.
yeah.
They'll call me, like, you guys got to check out Young Hump. Like right after the pandemic first hit, like over the summer, he put out the Young Hump mixtape. It's called the Thick Shake mixtape.
Thick shape.
You got to. I'm on like
Thick
4 of the
Shake.
songs, but you got to peep that. Right?
All right.
It's dope.
Here we
and
go,
then you
man.
just get the real flavor of Young Hump just being Young Hump.
All right.
It
Well,
goes crazy.
y'all heard it from my man Money B, legendary Digital Underground, man, Eastway Radio, Digimix, DJs.com, right here on Eastway, man. Check out the song. It's called Come Here.
The Mechanics.
Come here, I swear you can get it right. Got a sweet overlook in the city lights. See my table, have a seat for the best time. Flipping way before Urkel with Stefan. I could make you the queen of the function. Do it all night, drop you off at your pumpkin. Better make your mind up, this the last call. Till I dip in a rocket ship and blast
My
off.
love, come here, first floor, deck three. Our room is our room, you check me. I just want $100, so pull your poop down, and I'm gonna do the knowledge. What I say, come here, hands on your rear, undo Brazil. My love, when you wear my Raider hat, ask for the dude, you know what I'm gonna say to that. Come here.
Short. I got his ex-girlfriend. Swirling on my wallet like a whirlwind. Deep, Erlin. Sexy like a named Merlin. You don't wanna leave her alone. Every time I see her out, I'm bringing her home. If we in the same car, she'll give me chain a hoe. But I get my pimpin' on. I put the work, make her soup till it hurts. I'ma keep one hand in your purse. Cause girl, you gotta quench my pimpin' thirst.
Come here.
Hold up, slow down, baby. I'm trying to holler on that EPMD tip. She asked me if I ever go. Hell yeah, and that ain't no secret.
Shower time, love to put soap on you. Whatever I put look dope on you. Dry you off, now you wet again. We jump in bed again, you getting fed again, yeah.
What's up, love? How you doing? By the way, we could be school. Stick you every which way like a voodoo doll. If you want it raw, you know who to call.
Hey yo, we just leave the room to take a breather real quick. Throw on some clothes and pose for a pic. Go for a stroll while our juices replenish. And in a couple of minutes, we in bed, right back to business. Come here.
Money B, Young Hump, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. DigimixDJs.com, DECTV.tv in the building. Y'all know what it is, man. DJ Hustle, man. Terry Free and E-Dog. And then we got a special guest on the line, a very humbling man with a great video out right now, a great song out right now. I had to interview this man. Y'all give it up for Experience XP. short for XP. What up, man?
Hello.
Good, man. How's everybody doing?
Good.
We
How are
good,
you,
bro.
sir?
We were just
I'm
sitting
doing
here.
good, hanging in there.
Man, I was looking at your bio, and it tripped me out because I knew you did a lot of stuff, especially on, I know you got the accolades. I know you got the Grammy. I know you got the platinum plaques, and you were a part
I
of
don't
those
have a
projects.
Grammy myself.
Well, this is why I say that, because you're on those records,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that is your Grammy, right?
Okay.
It's part of the, that's construction. If you put the windows in the house, it doesn't matter. You built that house.
He said he don't have
I
a
heard
trophy
that.
though.
That's
He's that
what's
humbling
up.
though.
That's
That's
Yeah.
the thing about XP. He's that humbling. When you meet him, he don't have that stigma like, yo, I'm XP. You know what I did?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know how rappers
Yeah,
flaunt
you know
it.
how they be doing.
You know what I did. You know I'm down with Rakim. You know I wrote that. Nah, but no, man. I was tripping off the accolades, man. In the bio, I was like surprised, but it didn't really surprise me because I've been hearing your name from the beginning of the race. I've been hearing like my dude out in Olympia. He's been telling me over and over, like, man, you know XP, you hip the XP. And I was just like, nah, I don't know who XP. And he kept saying, man, XP is this and this and this. And then as I see you and I see you on social media, you're so humble, man. How do you stay so humble is the question.
Man, I'm just doing me. I'm in this to make music. I don't think I'm the greatest person that's making music, but I'm definitely striving to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to learn, so I don't think I ever want to get in a place where I'm like, oh, I made it, or I'm perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever want to get in that place. I always want to be in a state of like ready to work and ready to learn. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
So on your, I didn't know that Macklemore lived in Olympia. I guess Terry Free knew.
I knew. I knew.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know. So
Mm-hmm.
a little birdie told me you guys had a group before. Did you have a group before?
Yeah. When I met him, we started making music, and we started doing these songs together, and it was, eventually we was like, oh, we probably, should, call ourselves something. And so I grew up in the Midwest, so we got a little saying, we call each other play cousins, when we got close friends or like family friends.
Mm-hmm.
So first we was playing around with like play cousins or something. And then we ended up being like, oh, step cousins sound pretty funny, you know what I'm saying? Sound pretty dope. So yeah, we had a little group called Step Cousins.
That's so funny.
Step.
Some people still be like, yo, y'all still doing Step Brothers? I'd be like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We still
Okay.
do it.
It's incredible.
Funny.
So man, you're all over the world. Every time Mac go out, of course, y'all step cousins. So y'all out there doing all these big shows. What's it like, man, when you playing in front of those 20, 30, 50,000 people overseas? What was that like?
Man, it's a beautiful thing. Like they really appreciate music over there. And they kind of let you kind of feel it's not really about where you come from or nothing like that. They just want you to make them feel good,
Yeah.
And then a lot of places you go, there's like a language barrier and whatnot, but it just goes to show like the emotion that's in music. People could feel that no matter where they at, and you can have an effect on people's lives. No matter where they at.
Well, and they'll translate it. It's that beat. It's that vibe. It's
Yeah.
recognizable. So they'll translate it. Music translates in any language.
Yeah.
As long. I mean, it's just crazy. So I guess because I don't know a lot. I'm just learning a little bit more about you, listening to you and your experience and your background. And Q usually asks, Hustleman usually asks these questions, and he just did the last person we had. With the music that's happening nowadays, how are you and Mac, or how do you yourself, in production and writing and things like that, how do you keep it pure from what you come from? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Well, with speaking for myself, when I'm making like some solo music for myself, I'm drawing on, life experiences, my musical influences. You know, I grew up in church, so you know, with me doing a lot of this soul music that I've been trying to work on, I've definitely been drawing on that, and you know, drawing on things that, you know, my uncles and aunts and my mom used to listen to, you know, while I was growing up and stuff like that, and trying to just catch that nostalgic feeling.
Do you think that's missing a lot in music nowadays?
What's that?
Do you think that the nostalgia is missing from the music nowadays?
I mean, it is a little bit, you know, but there's still some artists out there who are creating some good, you know, feel good music. Anderson .Paak being one of my favorite right now. He's really good at catching that nostalgic feeling. And you know, there's Ari Lennox, and you know, there's a lot of artists out there who are capturing that feeling. And even with the new movement, you know what I'm saying?
I was just going to ask about that.
That's them trying to capture their nostalgia right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, I can't really hate on it. I like a lot of it. Some of it I don't like. So you know.
Well, I was just going to ask you too. You bring up the movement because again, you know, it's one thing to, you know, I guess at some given point in time, like Eminem did it. You know, he did the whole rap thing, and he was killing it with them bars. I mean, and I'm not sure. You know, a lot of people don't necessarily like to be too political, although nowadays, right now, like we're in the mix of it, and there's not a lot, I mean, that you can't get away from because it's so important.
You're right.
So
yeah, you know, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna ask you, like, where do you fit in? Where do you guys see you, or where do you see you bringing your own vibe to this, or your own message?
Right. So, you know, when all this jumped off, you know, when George Floyd, rest in peace, passed, and that happened to him, and he got murdered, and then, you know, on top of that, with the pandemic, you know, I was in the midst of, I was already making this album, you know, and so when all this happened, it was like, man, you know, what do I do? You know, do I put this on the back burner, create some new music? And I felt like this, you know, this album that I was working on, it's one of the more feel-good projects that I've done. In the past, everything that I've done has been, you know, I've been on some militant tip. I've been, you know, I've been all over the place.
Right.
And with this one, I really wanted people to feel good. And I'm talking about relationships a lot. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about growing up in the hood. And so with this first single that I released, you know, it was a super feel-good song. It was a dance song. And I wanted to put a little light out there, you know, in the midst of all this darkness. At the same time, in the video, you know, people are dancing from where they're from. And then I wanted them to put like a charity from, you know, wherever they are, like a local charity, into the video that they could share. And then on top of that, I ended up dedicating a portion of the song to the Residency here in Seattle.
Are you serious?
Oh, wow.
The youth music program.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So it was me still trying to be creative in a dark time. Also, you know, feeling like a target. I felt like I still needed to, you know, put a smile out there and put smile on people's faces, you know?
Okay.
So while we speaking about that video, you know, people's probably like, man, I want to hear this cat or whatever. So we going to play the joint. Introduce your single real quick. We're going to play it, then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Okay, that's what's up.
So introduce the song to the people real quick.
Okay, yeah, this song is called Peacocking. I went and got the homie Mr. Talkbox on it. It's produced by the homie Cuddy Fresh.
Yes, sir.
We got Farnell Newton on the horns. And it's a real cracker song, man. I love it. It's one of the most favorite things I've done, and I hope y'all like it.
Check it out, y'all. Peacocking, XP.
Too drunk to like you. I'm too high to care. I really don't care. No. Why you so spiteful? Why you so scared? So scared. your rival. I'm not your friend. No, I'm not your life or your oxygen. It's not my business. I've been staying on the good foot lately. Introduce you to a few good ladies. Everybody on team when we pop out. Better tell your friend to watch your mouth. We gon' pull up in a big body. We ain't take it from nobody. You see, I'm tripping with the sauce. I wish I had a wood right now. I play it feeling good right now. I'm peacocking. Hey, you gotta let me fly. You don't gotta step on my toes. We all gotta get it. You gotta let me fly. Bottoms up, we peacocking. You gotta let me fly. You ain't never seen so much gold. The whole team winning. You gotta let me fly. Watch and learn, we peacocking. Blood on the dance floor. Sex in the air. You get what you ask for. Whether truth or dare. I'm not your savior. I'm not a saint. I'm not your neighbor. No, not today. I'm just trying to mind my business. I've been chillin', I've been really on my phone for. If it ain't about the money, gotta postpone. All eyes on us when we pull up. We be looking for them girls who be doing too much. Little brother got my good clothes on. See the reason why we took so long. You're not rocking with the balls. I wish I had a wood right now. I play it feeling good right now. I'm peacock. Hey, you gotta let me fly. You don't gotta step on my toes. We all gotta get it. You gotta let me fly. Bottoms up, we peacock. Yeah. You gotta let me fly. You ain't never seen so much gold. The whole team winning. You gotta let me fly. Watch and learn, we peacock.
Hold on. Dr. Talk, Dr.
Man.
Yeah, that's hard.
Hey,
right
XP.
there. XP.
I'm a fan, bro. You talented.
Like it.
Oh.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, that's
I'm
hard.
peacocking. I like that. I wish I had a wood right
Yeah.
now.
Hey, what up, XP? This is DJ Hustle, man. You know, I like that joint, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can feel that. I can feel that swing on it, and
Thank you, man.
I'm telling you, I hear Anderson .Paak, so I don't know, man. You got something going on. You get what I'm saying? You got the same.
Man, I'm a fan of him, you know. So.
I hear it. It's this, you know, that's a good thing, man. And what's peacocking, man? What's peacocking?
Man, peacocking is a is an old school term that some OGs used to use. You know, I grew up in Detroit and Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so I grew up around, you know, some pimps, some drug dealers, all that gangsters. And peacocking was one of them things that the OGs used to say when they used to go out to the club or whatever. You know, they would, you know, they get dressed up. You know,
yeah, with their hats and their matching.
And they get flashy with the homies. You know,
like a real peacock when they show off all his feathers and stuff to the other girl.
You trying to catch something?
Yeah, that's what it is.
We got to bring that back. Even the youngsters got to adopt that, man. We peacocking tonight, man. We go to the club. We peacocking.
Parking lot peacock.
Yeah. What you wearing them George for, man? We peacocking, man.
Expressing yourself, you know what I'm saying? Just like being yourself, you know what I'm saying? Having fun.
Well, that definitely about to be in the rotation up here, man. So appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
appreciate
man. XP, I appreciate you, period, man, calling in. When I seen the video, I had chills. I said, man, I got to talk to this dude. The talent is beyond, and your rap skills, your talent. Real quick, DJ Hustle, man, wanted to know what songs that you actually rapped on the Macklemore projects.
Yeah.
I didn't rap on anything recent. I'm more like sang a little bit. There's a song that we had on his last one called Church, where I sang the hook.
I remember that.
I remember that Church.
Yeah. And then we had another song, Brad Pitt's cousin. You know, let's eat. You know, there's a couple things that I'm saying on.
Oh, man, you got
but
your
they really
own right
rapping.
now, man.
I mean, I kind of chilled on rapping a little bit and started focusing on singing.
Yeah, hey, man.
You have a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got a hit
Dang.
voice. I'll give you that.
Yep.
I'm not in the jock room. I'm being real with you. You have a voice that people won't get tired of.
Oh,
man.
definitely.
And we appreciate chopping
it.
it up with you,
Thank
man. Easeway Radio XP, Experience XP. How do they follow you on your social media real quick?
You can follow me at Experience XP. Don't put the E at the beginning of Experience because, you know, it's hip-hop. We got our spelling our names weird. You know how we do it.
Of course you do.
It's Experience XP, all one word.
Y'all heard it, man. Experience XP. Go follow that man. He got hits. Y'all got to get up on it before this man is, like, huge. And then you can say, man, I was on that man before he actually got on that drum. So, man, I appreciate you, XP, for calling in on Easeway, man.
Thanks for
Thank
having me
you.
on.
Oh, no doubt.
Play the news, man.
No, let's talk about this this whole thing that's going on, this dilemma that's going on. Like,
There's so much going on right
you
now.
know, we were talking about the man that still handcuffed to the bed that got
What's
shot
his name,
7
man?
times.
Jacob. His name Jacob, right?
Like, my thing is, don't you're paralyzed. You paralyzed me. Ain't that enough? Shouldn't it?
Well, yeah, you're
Let's
shot
forget about
7
this
times
war.
in the back, and then, you know, you're fighting for your life, and
His dad said the first thing he asked when he woke up was, why did they shoot him that many times? He said the only thing he remembered was 5 shots. He got shot 7 times.
But y'all know too that of course they're going to bring up, well, he had a warrant out for his arrest. Well, there was a knife there.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
He was running. That's the thing.
He
wasn't running.
He wasn't running.
He was walking.
Well, he's
he was
walking, but,
walking,
you
and
know,
they
speed walking.
they grabbed him. They had a hold of his.
They grabbed him close range.
Yes.
Tried to assassinate him in front of his children. So now we got a problem because now the children seen something so traumatic
Traumatized.
that they're gonna need help.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's just hope that it goes in the good direction.
They keep giving out more and more PTSD to us.
Yeah, I
And
think
when
that's
say
their plan.
us,
I hate to
that
say it,
means
but I think that's the
everybody
plan.
who's looking at these videos to us. Because have you seen the part of the video where before he got to walk around,
Yep.
they had him pinned on the ground with the gun in his head and everything.
Really?
I don't know how they let him up or whatever, but it don't seem like he wrestled him because he was walking real
Putting the
nonchalant.
kids in danger though, right
Kids,
close.
man.
exactly.
Man.
The children are in danger. That gunfire could have gone anywhere.
Man,
They
who
don't care
are these
about us,
monsters, man? How did they make it to a police force?
Well,
Like, what is the strategy of these people giving these jobs to these people?
understand too, and I was watching, you know, and Charles Barkley even said it, you know, because I was watching the NBA on TNT on NBA on TNT. You know those guys, Ernie and all those
Shout
guys.
out to Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny
Smith
and
walked off the job,
yeah,
man.
he just the emotion that I'm seeing, especially like Doc Rivers. If anybody saw Doc Rivers speak,
Doc
he's
had his house burned down.
crying. He's like literally crying.
Yeah, because he had
And-
his house burnt down before by
Right, he
white
has.
supremacists.
He has.
What?
Yes,
Yeah, about
he
2
has.
years ago or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, he has. And so, and I think that's the other thing too, that and we don't speak about. We see what the NBA does. We don't speak too much about what the WNBA has done. Washington Mystics. Wow. When I saw what they did, I talk about a visual. If just talking about Black Lives Matter, or if just talking, and because I'm a real visual person, go look at what the Washington Mystics did. They all came out with T-shirt on with the gentleman's name on it on the front, and on the back they had 7 bullet wounds.
That would have struck.
And
me.
they all sat at the court, knelt, and all hand in hand. And mind you, one of them brought their child, a young little black boy, their young son.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing to me. I have to say, I do give a shout out to the professional sports, because they really, I mean, for professional sports to stop. And everybody says that it's, you know, they're postponing. No, they boycott it.
Yeah.
Let's be real. They boycotted what they were doing.
Yeah, they stopped.
Remember when the OGs used to say to us, y'all don't know what we had to go through for y'all to be able to do this?
Yeah.
Now we know what you went through.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're experiencing it in a whole different, you know what I'm saying? The energy is like, man, think about this. Theirs was 10 times worse when you couldn't walk down the street on the right side or the left side because of your color, or you couldn't use the bathroom, or you had to eat at a certain diner. I can't even imagine. I feel the hate right now, and I'm just like, I can't believe I feel like we're living in a whole different bubble.
We're in the Matrix, man.
Right. Well, and you know, more and more.
In the Matrix.
The other thing too, like I was saying, Charles Barkley, you know, we all know that not all law enforcement is bad. We know that, but he made a really solid point as far as the police unions need to. They're there for a reason, because as a union, you buy into it. Unions are very strong. They're there to protect the employee, right?
Mm-hmm. Unions are about money.
They are, but when it comes to police, that's your blue wall right there. That's your blue wall, and that has to stop.
So who do we go after? So are we defunding the wrong people?
This is what I came to the conclusion of. Right, the police don't need guns.
Yeah,
the police don't need guns. I'm gonna keep saying this. The police don't need guns. If you gonna be a cop and you can't fight, or you can't take down somebody, you don't need a gun. You got a taser. They got all kind. I watched this thing on YouTube where they got this thing, they shoot it at you and it wraps around your leg and it make you fall down.
Oh yeah, that came from UK.
Yeah. So
you know,
why they don't have that right now?
Some place in the UK they don't
have
carry
guns.
Yeah. There are.
These
there are some.
American
Yeah.
cops do not need guns. It's other ways. It's too much stuff out here to stop a person right now besides a gun, because a gun is the final of it all.
In any situation, we all we've talked about this. If any person who is going to take a gun outside of their home or whatever, their intention is to use it. Is that not the golden rule?
True.
Is that not the golden rule?
Not really.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what you can do.
Yeah, but when you got a job where your job gives you a gun and give you the okay to pull it out to hold somebody down, then I don't think. Look, what I'm saying is just the police don't need guns. We can't have the police without guns if the bad guys got guns, because we know that's not gonna work.
Right.
What I'm saying is it should be
Training.
a different way. Training, they could throw all that out. It should be a different way to get somebody, because what we seen, that dude walking, get shot 7 times.
He didn't think he would
understand you getting shot one time because you reach into that car. Understandable, because everybody know you reach in the car, you're going to get shot by the police.
Right.
But why you keep shooting 7 times, man?
Right.
Because in your head, the law states, now if you shot me in the back, that's worse than anything.
Yeah.
So in his head, he wasn't expecting that. But I'm saying even when he was walking away, he was avoiding
the
that.
police.
Exactly.
Give me 6 foot.
Like, I'm going to avoid getting shot because I'm not going to give them a reason.
Yeah.
When they say, put your hands up, you won't get shot. Well, somebody got shot, put your hands up.
Plenty of people have.
Did you see what Brian Urlacher, the football player, came out and opened his mouth?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Stupid.
We'll probably get into the Urlacher next week, because he opened his mouth and said something real stupid too.
Oh, really? He said something crazy?
So we'll get on him next week.
Why you can?
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Man, listen, man, I'm just telling everybody, man, y'all got to be safe out there, man. So, it ain't no way to be safe.
So we're going to end it with the news, man. Check it out. You can hear this show on DigiMixDJs.com, Saturday, 7 a.m. morning show. And you can check us out visually, man, on DECTV.tv.
Yes, and
Make
don't
America
forget.
great again. It wasn't even your slogan. You took it from someone. You stole it. The country is worse than it was, and you had 4 years to reverse it. It's up, and you might win again. Sucks, but it's true, though. Even if everybody gets out, not to vote. Just look at all the hate that's out there. It's not about blame. Just admit that it's out there. You waited too long with COVID. Admit it. It is what it is, but it's broken. You opened the floodgate of life. lies and denial, and you're not the first one, just the worst in the wild. No, you don't really care about black lives. I'm pointing the facts where the facts lie, and in fact, I'd like you to come clean. You banned TikTok cause you mad over some meme? Less time on social media. Stop trying to blame all the coastal media. We know you have fans, you don't need to tell us, but there's a lot of shit that you need to tell us. We need a strong leader, not someone who's jealous, and not someone who's overzealous. We just want the truth, just admit shit. Make a difference, you stuck on some kid shit.
Don't forget James Brown, the JBs, the Horny Horns, and all the funk. Rent Fred Wesley and Friends this weekend. It's a 48-hour rental for just $3 on DECTV.tv. I know.
All right, y'all, man. Check us out next Friday.
Yeah.
See you then.
Yeah.
The views expressed